Going. I'm live, and I'm alive again. Okay, thank you. Thank you for viewing again, everybody. And I just want to say thank you again to everybody who's viewed this. I very, very much appreciate. Please like, subscribe, share. Please, I'm trying to build a new channel, about MMA and stuff and combat sports itself. So join this journey with myself if you can, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so as you know, the title of this video is Conor McGregor's announced his retirement from the UFC. Now, I just can't help but laugh, and I just want to say he retired ages ago as well. Remember when he lost to Nate Diaz, and then after that he went and tried to help one of his teammates who had a fight with the guy, and basically the guy died, and that was the unfortunate thing in the fight. So he just felt low, and he just felt like, you know what, man, I'm just gonna quit. I'm gonna quit, and he just quit. I think he's just feeling low right now as well. I think maybe it is a pay thing. I think it is a bit of a pay thing. There's some, there's some descendancy with Dana White. I do think there is some descendancy with him. I think it's regarding pay as well, because I think what it is regardless of what we want to say, he's said, oh, I earn 100 million, oh, I earn this many million. He didn't actually earn that much. If you go and check an interview with Paul Malignaggi, he was talking about like, oh, Dana White's the shark, really, saying that, what he, like 80% he kept, and he's basically given him about 20%, not even that. Something along the line of that. I think, to be honest, he never earned that much. I think he earned enough, but I don't think he earned as much as he would have. And I think maybe it's due to maybe him hearing that John Jones has earned $5 million per fight. And in terms of the revenue thing, what was his name? In terms of the revenue he brings on the pay-per-view, John Jones, he kind of deserves a lot more, but I definitely think there's a lot more to it, and I think it's, to be honest, I think it's to do with the fact that he has no dance partner, really. I think there is something to do with that. Basically, if he fights anybody in the welterweight division, he'll get beat. All right, if he Kamaru Usman basically said to him, you know what, you've gone quiet, you know what I mean? You've been talking all this stuff. Why don't you actually, I was saying, take the fight, red punty night. I don't want to repeat that, but you know what I mean? Like, you want to be the guy, and, you want to be in the front runner and say that, you know what, we can do this and it can be brilliant. Well, let's make the fight. And he did go quiet because, quite frankly, Conor's not going to do it, man. It's a dangerous fight for him. He's not going to fight someone who's going to take him down and just beat on him like what Khabib did. And this time, he's a bigger guy, a bigger Kamaru Usman. So, and his striking's a lot more crisp in terms of like straight shots and stuff. Dude, it's gonna take a lot for you to get in there, really, from the start. And I think, Kamaru's a tough, strong dude, you know what I mean? Like, and I think Conor's gonna have a big problem with him. So he never wanted to fight him. As far as Jorge Masvidal, I don't think he wants to fight him as well, because it's a dangerous matchup for him, because George Masvidal has got cardio for days, right? He can go on forever. As far as him going on about he could fight Tony Ferguson, but let's be honest, if this time, well, Tony Ferguson has got an orbital bone fracture, and I think that's a big problem. He's going to be out for at least a year, I think, in my opinion, if he wants to fully recover. He'll probably be back sooner. However, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think so. But I mean, like, who can he fight? I mean, like, any welterweight, who can, to be honest, Nate 3 is a perfect fight for him. Nate 3 is the perfect fight for him. I think what they should do is defend the BMF title. And I think what they need to do is basically Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. Yeah, them two fight. And then they can fight George Masvidal later on in the year. You know, that's the best option for him, really. Nate Diaz is the best option for him, and he's not gonna. And even that he can lose because he's not gonna. He's gonna go 4 or 5 rounds, and with a guy who's got a gas tank to last him for days. You know what I mean? So I think one big thing has annoyed him. I think for him, I think I could be completely wrong, but I think him looking at Sean O'Malley and realizing, dude, he's a next level athlete. He's a next level guy. And you know what I mean? He's at 135, he's dominant. And at 145, to be honest, he's the guy who McGregor wanted to be. McGregor was anyway. I'm not going to deny. Give him a whole lot of credit for what he's achieved. He has got a lot of good natural ability. But with Sean O'Malley, he's got natural ability, and in the striking department, he sometimes he doesn't even have to try. I feel a punch wasn't really. He didn't try too hard, and he still did the damage. So I think he's seen that, and he's feeling no love from anybody, and he's retiring. I mean, let's see what he said, Angela. All right, hey guys on Twitter at the Notorious MMA. Hey guys, I've decided to retire from fighting. Thank you all for the amazing memories. What a ride it's been. Here is a picture of myself and my mother in Las Vegas post one of my world title wins. Pick the home of your dream, Max. I love you. Whatever you desire, it's yours. Come on. Look, you can't take him serious, man. You can't take him serious. He wants attention. He's trying to get attention from somewhere. This is the best way to do it. I think he's just trying to sell Proper 12. That tweet itself just tells me, dude, you only have to one thing, and that's basically trying to steal the limelight again. That's all it is. You want to sell more Proper 12? You want your name, keep yourself relevant? Best thing to do, just post some crap out. Only problem is your brand is becoming a lot more watered down when that happens. Although you have beaten lazy, a guy who Donald Cerrone wasn't ready to fight. He wasn't, there mentally. He wasn't game on. The big fights he never is, and he's a late starter. They should have warmed him up, to be honest with you. Knowing that was the case with him, they should have done that, but that's just the case, isn't it? Okay, so I think he's just, after reading that just shows one thing: is just forget it. It's just hot air. No, as far as George Masvidal, damn, I feel sorry for the guy, man. I really do. I feel sorry for the brother. Simply because he deserves the fight against Kamaru Usman. The only thing is they don't want to pay him the same amount that he did in his last pay-per-view. Simply because I think it's Kamaru's a champ and they want to pay him a certain amount, and they don't want to, well, I guess they just don't want to pay him more. He even said in his interview that, don't pay me a base salary. Let's just do it straight on pay-per-view on how many pay-per-view buys I get. So we get a percentage of that, apparently 18% of that. And they said no. So clearly he does have buying power, selling power. But they don't want to pay that much. And he is right. And he's right, totally right. They are spending crap load of money on the Fight Island and stuff like that. I don't know why. I seriously don't know why. I mean, well, I know why, simply because they've got European fighters and they need to offer them fights. If they don't offer them fights, I think it's a contractual thing that's hence why they're actually doing it. I don't think it's well. I could be wrong. It could be out of the goodness of Dana's heart to offer them fights. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? But personally, I don't think he's a businessman. So I think, business-wise, I think they have to offer him 3 fights a year. And if you don't give them a venue or a place for them to fight, they can't fight. Who knows about this Fight Island in terms of like, they're just going to do the 1 month and then that's it for the European fighters? What's going to go on? Because you've got another 6 months. Are they going to do the Fight Island over there again? Are they going to do it again? Because they have to offer them three fights. We'll find out. If you get 3 big pay-per-view, like 3 months. Sorry, no, what I mean is like 3 moments of Fight Island. I don't mean like a whole month of Fight Island fights, because what's going to happen is you're going to get a whole group of European fighters trying to fight on that particular stage for that particular month. And then another month in September or something like that. And then another moment in October. Then it's basically contractually for 3 periods that they need to give them a fight. So I think it's due to that. That's why they spent a lot of money on that. But you know what? They don't want to give him the fight. It's a financial thing. They don't want Jorge Masvidal to take the fight. They don't want him to. They're lowballing him in terms of money. They really are. They did that. But they did the same thing with Eddie Alvarez, and Eddie Alvarez took the fight for Conor McGregor. He didn't renegotiate the contract, unfortunately, and they handed the contract to what was it? Khabib at the time, and Eddie Alvarez, and they said, you know what, take the fight, or Khabib will take the fight, and that was it. He took the fight. So Jorge Masvidal, you know what I would do if I was you? I'd just basically defend the BMF title, man. It's the best thing to do. Is a BMF title. It's a and you're gonna be a draw. Get what you paid. Get what's worth. You Nate Diaz, too. That'll be the best thing. Do it. Forget this. You don't need Kamaru Usman. Earn your money. You've got 3 years. Like he said, he's got 3 years of a game to put it in and maximize his gain out of this career. And you know what? He's over 40 or 50, over 40 fights, man. Wait, let's have a look. Jorge Masvidal. Dude, he's been fighting for a while. Let's see his record. I don't believe him. Not. I don't. I don't. Everything he's saying, I do believe him, because he said he's brought wrestlers down. You know what I mean? He has brought wrestlers to the game, and obviously that's for a reason. He brought wrestlers down so he can fight Kamaru Usman, but they don't want to give him the fight. That's what it is. Wait, where is his record? Jorge Masvidal's record. 35 fights. Maybe we'll check Sherdog. Let's check that out. In total, yeah, he's at over 50. So 35 wins, 13 losses, right? And a lot of them were decisions. You know what I mean? Sorry, keep going. You know what I mean? Yeah, 10 decisions lost. 2 submissions. He's got subbed out and 1 KO, TKO. So his record has been good. He's been good, consistent fighter, but he is on another level now in his mindset. And I think, you know what, personally, it's a sad thing, but just maximize your money, George. Go and I'm saying do the, you know, the way he's protesting, the way he's doing it, it's the perfect way to do it. It's the perfect way because he needs the fight, he needs the money, he needs to. They're lowballing him, saying it's due to the pandemic. I don't believe it to be so, to be honest with you, because you have got the Fight Island. You're spending millions and millions on that. You don't really need to invest that huge amount of stuff on that. You don't. You don't really need to do that. But with this, they don't want to pay him, you know, and come on, this is UFC. What I would advise George Masvidal to do, and this is what I would advise him, is this is another tactic where he could say is, you know what, you pay me what you want to pay right now, but then the additional what I was supposed to get paid, pay me the following year, or pay me in portions, and you know, pay me what you want to pay right now, pay me the additional the following year, and pay me the additional the following year for 3 years. Maybe do it that way. That's what I would suggest. I think it's a good option for you. You know, that's the only thing I would say about that for George. So besides that, this whole UFC aftermath. What can I say about it? We're gonna see Jose Aldo against Peter Yan. They're gonna fight, and then Aljamain Sterling is we're gonna do his business. I think he's gonna beat him. He's gonna become the bantamweight champ. Yeah, will be good. Rafael Sonsa is gonna retire. It's sad to see, but everybody's has a time. And he's gonna go. Neil Magny. Unfortunately for him, I think he should train at another camp because your striking was a bit. There's something wrong. You've got to trigger. You're not trigger happy really. And as far as Sean O'Malley, flipping heck, that kid. Dana didn't want to give him too much praise. If you notice, Dana did not want to give him too much praise, and you know why he doesn't want to do that? Because he doesn't want to pay him. He doesn't want to pay him too much. That's the thing. He knows he's this guy. He knows he's gonna get big and take it to the next level, but he doesn't want to pay him. Which is a shame. Which is a shame. They're trying to control everybody right now, and I'm not sure. Sean O'Malley, he said at the end of the fight, on a pay-per-view, in the press conference, he said that he wasn't too happy about the pay, and he wasn't happy that he has to discuss this outright. And fair enough, you know what I mean. I don't blame him at all. And so Sean O'Malley, if I was Sean O'Malley, just I'll tell you what. A lot of these fighters now I've got problems with pay with the UFC because what it is pay-per-view. The pay-per-view models change, etc., and they don't really want to pay. I think for the fighters, they need to branch out, and I'm not sure what they can do in their contract. What would have been good is if they could have performances like in WWE or AEW and stuff like that, or maybe just because Henry Cejudo did it, and I think what they can do is earn the money that way. Go to AEW, go to AEW and have what would be good is if AEW did wrestling matches or submission matches as such. where they can, yeah, submission matches where they can take the guys down and have like in a pay-per-view, have one, like a submission match. Like they could get a John Jones to come and face some other submission fighter and basically have a real, wrestling match, but submission match as such, and that'll be good. I think AEW need to branch out and do something like that, because these guys are not gonna get paid, man. I'm telling you, they're not gonna budge. Dana's not gonna budge. He's not gonna budge. He's just gonna continue at the pace that he is. Look, I get it. Dana's got to push all, pump all of it, pump everything out. He's got to pump the pay-per-views out. He's got to run his business, and it's fair enough. But there is some problem there when you have John Jones complaining about it, and he retires as such. He's vacating his title. Then you have Cejudo. He vacates it. Sean O'Malley's complaining about the pay. Jorge Masvidal. 4 people have complained, and these are top guys. Clearly, they're saying it's due to the pandemic. They don't get a live gate. I understand that. So, the thing with UFC, if you look at the history, Jane said it himself, this is not the first time this happened. George St. Pierre himself was complaining. At one point, he started a union at one point. Do you remember? I remember that. We were like, no, we want to get paid. We want to get paid, man. We have the right. And then they got Bellator, Bjorn. They got Bjorn from Bellator. He was like the most hated guy in MMA at the time. They got him to represent. And then like the day after, Donald Cerrone was in it as well. And then the day after, they just disappeared. That organization, that union, just disappeared. And then even George St. Pierre was like, he was saying, I wasn't against UFC. It's about getting paid. It's about getting paid right. I believe this is the case, and blah 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 blah. And I think that does what. Well, the union is not going to happen. I think what they need to do, the guys, they need to have more leverage and go to AEW, do more commercials, etc., and stuff like that. I'm sure AEW is not in their it still is in their card. They're allowed to do it. I'm sure they're not allowed to go to WWE, but they can go to AEW. So any guys out there, any MMA guys, go to AEW and then go and do movies. George Masvidal, you could do a mafia movie, man. What the hell? You look like a great, Don Corleone. You look like a perfect Don Corleone, whatever it is. You look like a perfect guy like that. You go Hollywood, branch out, dude. Retire and go and make the most of it. You guys are, you guys are stars. You know what I mean, George? Even Conor. But let's be honest, that's just after seeing the tweet. That's a joke, man. He's just put his name out there. He's like, I need some attention. Nah, hello. That's what he does. He's a great drama queen. But yeah, guys, go to AEW, do some wrestling, or have some wrestling matches here and there. It's not a big deal. Tyson Fury did it. What's a big deal? It'll be good. It will be good, man. It'll be good. Okay, that's it from me. I've talked for a while. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe, share, like, etc. Thank you for viewing this, and please, like, subscribe, share. Have a great day. Have a good evening, and thank you very much for viewing this.